Welcome to Squad, your favorite source for everything esports and gaming. It's Lisa here, and I'm here to let you know what's going down tonight. Alright, Brody and Marissa are back at it in Unmuted. Who's gonna mute first? My imaginary money is probably on Marissa tonight. And then later on in Esports in 30, we have Miss JakyoManor joining us to talk Street Fighter. But before we get into all that good, we need to take a look at some mods of Resident Evil 2 in ModStars.
Capcom's Resident Evil 2 remake is fantastic. It not only recreates the game that terrified so many of us on the original PlayStation, it modernizes it for newcomers. Everything from the police station to Lickers to Mr. X is terrifying, and if you haven't played it, you owe it to yourself to play this great survival horror game. But what if you have already played it? What if you need to inject something new into it to make things feel fresh again? Well, fortunately for you, modders have been hard at work creating a ton of mods that will make the game that much better. Let's start with a really cool first-person mod. You thought third-person Resident Evil 2 was scary? This is scary on a whole nother level. What's also horrifying, for entirely different reasons, is the 500% facial animations mod, which makes everyone's reactions way more intense. Like, really intense. Of course, just changing the facial animations is child's play. Try this model swap mod if you want to swap the character models for everyone, including Ada and Leon. She does have well-defined shoulders, though. Yet, if I'm being honest, the best mods for Resident Evil 2 focus on Mr. X. This hulking monster will not stop chasing you, and he's impossible to kill, so why not set up a warning sign for his appearance, using some good old-fashioned DMX. Please, won't be the one ending up on his please. If the only thing you can still That's great, but you know what Resident Evil 2 really needs? Some sexy boys, that's what. Say hello to Mr. X as he wears some fashionable sunglasses, flip-flops, and a thong.
Oh, no.
He's got quite the bulge on him, surprisingly. And if you prefer your playable characters to be sexy, there's Sexy Leon for you. Though I gotta say, Mr. X is rocking his outfit way better than knockoff Leonardo DiCaprio here. Sexiness is always a good thing, but it's not the best thing. The best mod for Resident Evil 2 right now replaces Mr. X with a creature so horrifying, so unnatural, that you'll be running away screaming the moment you see it. Of course, I'm talking about Thomas the Tank Engine. Resident Evil 2 has only been out for a few months, but with mods like these, it's gonna be popular for a long time to come.
Gaming and esports, hot topics, hot tweets, and spicy memes. I'm Marissa Roberto.
And I'm Brody Moore, and it kind of feels nice to have you back on the desk. Just a wee bit, not much. What are you doing?
Did you miss me, little muffin?
Okay, a little bit, but enough feels. Go away now. And we get back to normal. We gotta let you know how the show works. We're gonna put 2 minutes on the clock for each item we're presenting, and then we're gonna discuss.
Ooh, that's right. However, there's a shut up button that each one of us can press if we feel the other is being stupid, which happens often with Brody, obviously. Shout out to chat. We like it when you call us out when we're wrong or agree with us when we're right, so be sure to get in on the discussion. Okay, Brody Moore.
Yeah?
Let's get to it. It's time to dive into our debate with some Overwatch League news. Early viewership stats are now out for Overwatch League's second season, and they're not so great. According to the Esports Observer, Stage 2 of the current season has less viewership than Stage 2 of the league's first season. Roughly 45,000 fewer people are actually watching it on a week-by-week average, although it's important to note that only 1 week of Stage 2 has aired.
Yes.
Okay, so that's obviously a very important factor in all of this. But Brody, do you think that maybe Overwatch League should be a little concerned?
I mean, they should have been concerned when they picked Overwatch as their game to do this with.
Okay.
I mean, it was a disaster from the start. Look, okay, here's the thing. Disclaimer, I like playing Overwatch.
Okay.
But on the side of spectating, I've been over this. Y'all know this. It's a trash game to watch. It is just not good to watch. The maps are too corridored. There's too many people on the 6 v 6. That's 12 players you have to track now. And each of them have multiple different abilities and ultimates. It's just way too much going on. It's not good for expansion. You're not going to get the regular audience in there. Like if you're trying to reach out onto TV and try to get just a general audience that don't know much about video games into an esport, Overwatch is not the one to do it. Same with any MOBAs and this is akin to that. If you're going for a game that's way too deep and has a big meta, you're not going to expand. You're going to reach a peak, and that's as far as you're going to get. Now, numbers dropping, that's normal. That happens at any esport.
Yeah.
When you levy out, people are checking it for the first time, find out they don't like it. You'll levy out. I wouldn't be too concerned yet, but I really don't think they're going to have much more growth. Spiel done.
Yeah, print that, put it on a t-shirt. Overwatch League not gonna grow. I don't know. I want to agree with you because I see the same things. I feel like everybody that got into Overwatch already got into Overwatch, wants to watch Overwatch. They're there, they're watching it, they're in it. Like obviously Ronald Lee, who was here agreeing and disagreeing with you yesterday, but especially about Overwatch, he would defend this to his death for sure. But I agree that I don't know if they're gonna be able to pull in a new audience because it is very difficult to watch. So obviously all those people that were watching on ABC for the first time, trashing it like crazy, wanting to know why this is on their television. To defend
Overwatch League, that's going to happen with any esport. You throw it on TV, the inevitability is that people are going to trash it because it's video games and they don't care about video games. But if you just give it to a regular audience, that happens.
Yeah, but if it was an easier game to watch, like Rocket League, for example.
Yes, I agree with you.
And they had city-based. No, you're right. And they had city-based teams. I feel like that could see growth, and that could really take off with something. Overwatch is going to be a harder sell for all these other people. Do I think they're in trouble? No, I feel like there's a lot of money in Overwatch.
Okay, 2 minutes is
They've
up.
got.
Now they're streaming News, YouTube and NBA 2K League announced that Video Giant will simulcast live games this season. Every single one of the 230 regular season games, as well as tournaments and playoffs, can now be watched on YouTube as well as Twitch. The second season of the NBA 2K League began last week and will end on August 3rd with the finals. Is this enough for sports games to be taken seriously?
You know what?
The accessibility, is that enough?
Listen, I know you're asking this sarcastically because you don't believe in any of this, so whatever, poo-poo on you, Brody Moore. Listen, you are. That's okay. Listen, I appreciate your honesty, but I do appreciate the simulcasting thing, although I feel like if you're already on the internet watching any kind of esport, you're usually watching on Twitch. That's fine. I guess YouTube gives it another audience if there's somebody there that wants to watch it. I just feel like the audience they have right now is kind of where it'll stay for quite a while. I'm not sure if they can get any more viewers out of it. It's kind of a difficult scene. Esports in general are difficult, especially with the 5v5 scenario that they're having. Obviously, we see growth within FIFA, but that's been around for a while, and it's going to take a while for NBA 2K League to find its legs. I think there was just too many big pockets investing too much money in the beginning, and there's no way it can live up to those standards. I know even the chair company that invested in it, they put all their eggs in that basket, and where's the return? Where's the return? There's no ROI on this. It's just not happening for them. They're not making any money at all. So it's just going to take years, man.
Business lady Marissa.
I'm on business all the time. Look at this shirt. It's green. I'm all about money. Money. Okay, go.
I don't even know where to go for that. Yeah, no, it's real. So I think the issue is that so many of the sports organizations are like, hey, video games, esports, that's blowing up. Let's get into it, but they didn't know why it was blowing up.
Yeah.
People watch esports because they watch the best of the best at their craft. But the thing is, they're watching games about things that you can't do in real life. Right? Like MOBAs, that doesn't exist in real life.
Yeah, but it's easier. But NBA 2K League is easier to watch than Overwatch if you've never played these games before.
But the point at that would just be, why wouldn't I just watch the sport if there isn't anything added to it? The game and the sport are exactly the same.
Well, they're not exactly the same because there's a delay. Obviously, in basketball, you see a guy, you shoot the ball, it's all good. But when you're playing the game, there's a moment of delay there, right? Where your teammate has to be kind of in sync with you and anticipate that delay when you're making a move to pass or whatever it is. There's
what I'm saying is, if you want more people to get into a sports video game, you're gonna have to add something I don't know, add power-ups or something. Add something that you can't do in real life.
No, because you're taking away from the beauty of the game itself. These games were made to replicate the actual real-life game. Because everything's going digital, baby. Maybe we're not gonna see these athletes IRL play anymore. You don't know how the world's gonna work?
I don't think that's gonna happen.
I'm just saying.
Marissa Roberto.
Calling it year 3029.
3000.
Print it.
I can't wait.
Shut up. Elsewhere, one Hollywood talent agency is going all in on streaming. Loaded, an agency with an esports and streaming focus, has signed Shox, Skadoodle, and Dakotas to its talent roster. The agency will manage the stars' entertainment opportunities and partnerships. Loaded has already signed Ninja, who re-signed with the agency earlier this year, as well as Shroud. Money. Brody, would you sign with a talent agency given the opportunity?
It depends. I mean, there's already a couple in the States.
Yeah.
There's one of the biggest ones we know is CSA, and now of course Loaded.
There's also Red in the EU as well.
Yeah, Red. Yeah.
That's Red Eyes, yeah.
But there are a few, and I think they can be beneficial. But if we start getting too saturated, there's too many of them, it starts to be what's the point? You can almost probably get as many gigs on your own.
Without it, yeah, but these people have, obviously the talent they're signing get a lot of people approaching them. There's DMs on Instagram, there's DMs on Twitter, there's emails they're getting constantly. So something like this is great to manage all of that.
Especially with this. I think what you need is those big bangers. You got Shroud, you got Ninja, now you got Shox. These are big names, and being signed on to a talent agency with people like that instantly gives you a bit of clout. Right? Instantly, it's okay, I'm coming in, I got an esports event, I'm looking at, okay, I know Ninja, I know these, right?
Yeah.
Oh, who's this person? They must be good if they're on this roster, right? So just signing with an agency for signing with an agency, I've seen it happen to people before. It doesn't do them any benefit, and oftentimes they're losing out on stuff because of it. So I think you have to be very careful about what you want as talent when you're signing with an agency. It's the same the same thing goes with players. So many times I see players players in esports sign with an org because like, oh, it's official, I'm signed with an org, but they are getting screwed.
Oh, completely.
So
no,
you have to be very,
it's just
very careful.
Very important, number one, to read contracts, okay? See what these agencies are going to take from you, and hopefully they're getting more from them than they're taking from you. Yes, big names are signing with these people, but be careful, because with agencies like this, they're going to sign big names, and they take people that are coming in that really want to be a part of something, and they take like an astronomical percentage, or not give exactly what these streamers want in return, right? So you just have to be careful of who you're signing with, what they're taking from you, especially with a lot of these smaller streamers as well. They're getting taken advantage of by other companies that are trying to sell something, and they don't actually get any money in return. It's just like they give them some of their products to like show off, but that's free. Literally, they're giving you something for free. They're getting a buttload of free advertisement. It costs them nothing to give to you. Exactly. Weigh the benefits of the whole situation. Understand who is trying to take money from you, and if you're getting any in return.
Yet again, Marissa talking way over our 2 minutes, so stop, because we got to go to our last story. Valve is stepping in to change the rules. I'll save it for later. For the final Dota major this season, Valve is taking away the 3rd qualifying spot for China, Europe, and CIS at the Epicenter major due to the perceived unfairness by the organizers. There's no word yet on what regions will get those spots in exchange, but Epicenter is leaving the decision up to Valve. This is an interesting one because Valve, we know, is very hands-off. So Valve is stepping in. It seems like there's a real situation, but the question is, you know, is this unfair to these regions that their spots are being taken away? Because now they can't play locally. They got to travel somewhere else. Yeah, it's a lot of money. You know, but at the same time, if it is, you know, unfairness and it's going to make the esport look bad, I guess there's an obligation for Valve to step in. This could go either way. Like this is.
Yeah, because we don't know exactly what's going on, right? Like if Valve is stepping in, then obviously it's been something serious. Like Valve usually doesn't put eggs in these baskets, like as many eggs as we see. Anyway, we don't see any of them. They don't step in for any of them.
They ain't the Easter Bunny.
Well, they have a lot of eggs, but they keep them to themselves, okay? And they kind of let the community sort of manage themselves as well. So the fact they're stepping in to make sure that things are going. I love it. I love it. I feel like publishers should be stepping in. They should make sure that things are running well, but they also need to leave a lot to the community, right? So I don't really know where this will go from here, obviously. You and I are not like hard on the Dota life and Dota scene, but I only want the best things for these people. They've already grown their scene astronomically. I can't imagine. I just don't want these teams, these orgs, having to spend dough they don't have. Right? To have to come and compete.
Well, that's the other thing is like, is this fair now for them to step in after they've already put all this money and they've already got everything underway and you know, things are on the go, and then Valve can step in and say, yo, what up?
Yeah.
Nah.
Like nah,
no, because it's so tough. You get it from Valve. Like you want the integrity of your esport to be good, but at the same time, it's kind of a poopy move to just step in and tell these organizers that are putting their money into it to stop.
Yeah, especially if Valve's not giving those organizers any money at all.
Needs to help us here.
Yeah, that's going to be.
Decide.
Yeah, chat. Obviously, let us know what you think about this whole scenario. Like, I don't know. The fact that Valve has left so many things alone gives me hope that they're not going to try to change too much now. They can't just like step in and change all the stuff, right? Without the community being super upset.
Yeah, but I don't know. But they have to. Chat, press 1 for have to, press 2 for no. Because anyway, I need to know to make up our mind.
Now it's time to see what streamers are up to in Clip It. Our first is an oldie but a goodie and comes from a Sai who had way too much fun rocking out.
Yo, that is committed. Right back at it. Don't.
He gets back into it. Yeah, this has been shared a lot more recently now because it kind of went away. Now it's back.
Yeah, I love
oh my gosh.
That man is one of the best. I will say though, like, I'm really not like insanely good at Guitar Hero, but like playing behind your head really isn't like that hard.
No, straight up, you're very good at Guitar Hero. I don't compliment you a lot, but you're like crazy good at Guitar Hero. But have you had any streaming fail moments like that?
I definitely, because I like some songs I like to stand up and play, and I've definitely like run into stuff while I'm rocking it a little bit too hard. Yeah.
I'm assuming that's been clipped somehow?
Maybe, but don't try to look. Yeah, don't worry about it. All right, our next clip comes from Summit 1G, so let's take a look.
That's okay. Wow. I'm gonna have to keep track of that money. I can't. Okay. I gotta give that to Vinny later. Alright, gotta get used to going to this house. It's right there.
Oh!
What the f?
Is
this an insurance scam? What the f? You okay, man?
Call the police.
So that
I'll call the police.
That like was it? I thought this was set in America, not Russia. That happens so much there. Insurance scams. That's why everyone in Russia has dash cams now, because so many people will do. That's a real thing. People will like go in front of your car when you're driving and try to get you to hit them so that they can sue you.
Crazy.
That's so whack.
That's
brilliant,
to the next level, yo.
Pulling up a map. Just instantly there's a body in front of you?
Yeah, I mean, obviously he's just trying to pull one over on Summit, but like, I don't.
That's the fun thing about role playing. I actually want to see now if they had to go to court. I want to see them go through court. I don't know why I'd ever be excited about that, but I am now.
Well, it's fun when it's like in game. You don't have to worry about your own money or paying like actual lawyers. It's all just happening in game. Yo, this RPG thing. Every time I see a clip of it, I want in. I want more. But moving on, it's time to see what the pros have been sharing on social media with profound thoughts. Yeah, baby. Our first post comes from Overwatch pro Harry Hook, complimenting his teammates' sense of style. Look at, he says, LMAO, Unco slippers look good today.
No,
he's got some bills. He's got some bills in those slides, those Gucci slides. So first of all,
I hate feet.
I hate feet too.
Why was this put on here?
Okay,
Can we
listen.
fire whoever did that?
To be
was
fair,
that you?
No, it was actually Lisa.
Okay. You're fired.
To be fair, they're not thongs. First of all, I don't like when men wear thongs. Number one, just put it out there.
I'm wearing a thong right now.
No, like the sandal thong, because they make that like flip flop sound when you're walking. It's really revolting to me. I don't want to see your toes. And if you're gonna show off your toes, please take care of them. Can you please get them pedicured, or maybe just like file them down, cut them, do something. I don't want to see your hairy ass feet either. Please just clean all of that up if you're gonna put your feet out there. I hate when guys wear jeans and the flip flops too. This guy has shorts on, that's fine. And he had slides, which is okay. Slides are more acceptable. It'd be better if you're hiding your feet though. I would even accept socks in slides just so I wouldn't have to see them's feet. Also slides like at home, don't take them out and about. Listen, I just don't want to see feet. I don't want to see your feet. I just feel like those should all be covered up. Okay?
Yeah, I got
Also,
that.
like, trim your nails. Guys need to freaking trim the nails. I hate fingernails too. I don't trust a man that has like white on their fingernails that I can see.
Preach.
Just letting you know.
Preached. Preach. Also, no, by the way, I need to call him out. Our producer Tyler just said sandals and jeans are top tier.
No.
You're also fired.
Okay, but Tyler's full on. No. Tyler has like dad status. Don't even dad, but he's full on dad status. No. Do not. Please stop wearing freaking flip flops and jeans. Just full stop on it. No. I'm just gonna say it. I don't know any woman that enjoys that. So, like, if you want to hang.
Nobody. He wants us to move on. All right. Next up, Call of Duty pro Mochila tweeted out a reality for streamers that many people may not think about. He said, "Gotta stream to make money, but can't stream because I feel like dying, so can't afford to go to the hospital, doctor. Good night." Yeah, real talk.
That's what he's like, ha 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 ha. ha. Good night.
I love those. Just like,
tweet.
Yeah, I don't know what it's just so drastic. The contrast is like, yeah, I'm dying, but
yeah,
I don't know. It does bring up a good question. I mean, like obviously, not every country will have to do this, but you know, a lot of streamers are in the USA, and they don't always have the best healthcare plans. Do you think there's like a possibility for like Twitch to maybe like at a certain status or certain income on Twitch, they'll take money out and put it into a healthcare plan? I wonder if that's
yeah, I mean, you could, but the thing is with these streamers, like once you reach a certain status in life anyway, you can also get your own health care. I think that's how it works in the States anyway. Like they actually have to invest in their own health care. We in Canada have obviously a system where we invest in our own health care as a country.
Make that system for these streamers. Think about it.
Possibly.
They probably all a lot of illegal stuff. You know, but think about it.
I don't know, maybe they would do it, but that might take money for them to do, so why not just leave it up to the individual streamer? I don't know, man. Our last profound thought comes from Dota 2 personality Sir Action Slacks, who, by the way, is a contender for one of our favorite tweeters. This time he said, "Next to my home, there's a store simply called Reptiles, and I think about it often. Who would invest in their own business, buy the property, stock it up, and when the time came for the name of the store, they simply name it Reptiles. I think about going in there many times, so many times, but obviously he never has. Yo, straight up,
what is it though?
I think
does it sell reptiles?
Reptiles. They must just. He hasn't gone in.
But like, I feel like he's right. Like if you just did that, it's just called Reptiles. I almost want to pull a debate on people and like
go inside and it's like fish or something.
Yeah, or like they sell, you know, sandals. or something, you know, something completely
different.
different.
Oh my God, that actually would work because, okay, sandals for men, and then I would call you a reptile.
Oh, that's what it is.
Right? That might be what it is. No, Brody, but obviously I want to know the business name that you would come up with for your own business that you invest time and money in.
That I invest time and money in?
Yeah, what would it be called?
Oh, it would be called the greatest totally not poopy store.
Brody, you're not even trying.
You put me on the spot, okay?
Annoying. You have had businesses before.
Yeah.
And what did you call them?
Oh, they were very simple. Let's Play KW was one. It was very regionalized, though. That's what I'm saying. That was regionalized. Stop putting me on the spot, okay? Enough of you.
What's your tag again when you finish your streams?
Stop it.
What is it? No, what is it?
Thanks for watching, and as always, keep gaming hard. You're so stupid. Time to crowd control. So you can shut up. We got some of the good stuff from the web to show you, or at least I think we got the good stuff. So to start this off, I want to bring things to the real world. Twitter's AI had a bit of a stumble when they came across some curious accounts. I'll just let this video explain it all.
We have been working on developing some new machine learning models to help us identify potential groups of accounts engaged in political manipulation. And we were looking at some of the output of this model, and we identified this group of accounts that looked like they were impersonating local police departments and mayors of towns.
Holy crap.
And I was looking at them and I'm like, what is happening here? There's like 50 of these accounts. This is like clear manipulation. Like this was a problem. And then I saw that one of the mayors was tweeting about being in a K-hole. And I'm like, hang on a second. Like, why is this mayor on ketamine and talking about that on Twitter? And then I realized that all of these accounts were operated by somebody who was role-playing as characters from the Grand Theft Auto video games. All of the cities that they were operating these accounts from were places where a GTA game has been set, and they built up this elaborate fantasy role-playing community with accounts on Twitter that were talking to each other.
It's brilliant. All that, like Twitter's like built, like so much money invested into this AI to make sure there's no political manipulation going on, and all they uncover is Grand Theft Auto role players.
How much time wasted on that? My God.
That's so good.
Yeah, that stinks.
That's
I mean,
brilliant.
like, feels bad, man, but that's just how communities kind of operate.
Now, my only concern is that they're going to delete these accounts, and now these role-playing, situations are going to be worsened. Like, I feel like there should be a clause on Twitter that will allow for role-playing ones, as maybe if you like state that you're role-playing in it as well.
Well, it
like
definitely should. This is not a real person. This is.
But then it's not full role-playing. So
oh my God! No, there should be a disclaimer for people there that are too stupid to realize. Right? There should be some kind of disclaimer, or like an asterisk, or some kind of. You know how they have a check mark for some people. They should have some kind of different.
Just a
something.
GTA symbol beside it. That's the new check mark.
Like for whatever they're role-playing as. Why not? I don't know. Just ideas for your Twitter. Listen, let's keep it Grand Theft Auto themed, shall we? Yo Sambo found himself in a weird predicament.
Oh yeah, this is like what it's like for me to get up in the morning.
Wait, hold on a second, because you're like dodging traffic to get to your bus?
Oh
like,
no, this is just the getting out of bed part.
Oh, okay. This is like honestly what this is. You know what this is like? This is like having a dream when you have a fever. You know, have you ever had a fever dream? Where you feel like you're falling, or you feel like you're like it's messed up, man.
I'd say
I do not suggest it.
I'd say it's more like dealing with you. No matter how far you go, a truck's eventually just gonna hit you in the face and drag you back down.
What does that have anything to do with me?
I don't know. It was an insult. And it kind of got there?
No, it wasn't even close to being there.
I'll try better next time.
Yeah, please do.
Okay, let's forget about that moment and move on to our last post. It comes from Join Dota, who relates their attached picture to, of course, Dota, but I think this applies to probably all of us toxic gamers. We've all had this. This one sparks joy. GG easy. This one does not spark joy. GG well played.
Aww.
It never feels good. It's not the same thing to say GGWP. Like I don't want to compliment. Like it hurts for some reason to be nice at the end of a game in an online game.
You know what? No, it doesn't. It feels really good to be nice. Honestly,
no, it feels really good
I know, listen,
to say
I know that it's really
easy.
hard sometimes to be nice, especially when you end up being the loser in the scenario, but I promise you, it's very good karma to just be kind. Like, literally, take that moment, try not to be negative, because I know we all have Schadenfreude. Like, we all kind of take joy in other people's pain, which is so messed up, and we should not feel that way at all about anybody in life. But listen, if you just have positivity in your life, and you kind of put, we don't show that to each other, I get it, but this is where we exact all of our anger on each other. But outside of this, I promise we're friends, and we do have love for each other. It's just, and I do wish you well in all the things you do in your life. I never want you to have any kind of GG. Just GG.
Too much love. You're done. Be hateful. Be aggressive. GG easy. I win this whole segment, and you can't say anything about it. Get wrecked. So we're going to say goodbye, because that's all the time we have for Unmuted. Let us know if you find anything you want to talk about on the internet. Hit us up on our Discord and all our socials at Squad State. And we'll see you tomorrow. Get wrecked.
But Jackie,
yeah,
how did you get into Street Fighter? What was like that driving force for you?
Okay, this is really like the most degenerate thing ever. Okay, so when oh god, okay, I'll tell you the true actual story, which I like kind of haven't, I make it up kind of in interviews. So my babysitter when I was young
breaking news right now.
Yeah, when I was young, she had Street Fighter 2, and they were like, oh, you can't check the move list, that's cheating.
Oh.
So you just had to figure it out. And what we used to do is try to do Chun's spinning bird kick so we could pause and see her underwear. So that was like my first foray into Street Fighter, where we were just like down for 2 seconds, up, kick, pause. And we're like, we're gonna see her underwear, guys. This is a big deal.
And that's what goes down in the green room. All right, remember, if you see something funny happen, be sure to clip it and send it to us on all our socials. Now, just in a wee bit, we're going to be talking about the Brussels Challenge Major in Esports in 30. But before we get into that, let me get you caught up on all the news in Reported. After years of waiting, years of pleas, and years of mixed messages, the impossible has finally happened. Starting today, you can change your PSN username. Sony announced last year that it would be adding the option to change your username, which has been a feature players have been wanting for over a decade. Now, you're free to change your name whenever you want. The first time you do it, it'll cost you nothing. But every time after that, it will cost $5 if you're a PlayStation Plus member, or $10 for everyone else. Either way, you can finally get rid of that embarrassing username you made when you were 14. Nintendo accidentally revealed a big feature coming to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate in its newest ad for the game. At the 3-second mark, you can see that the Smash Ultimate menu has a stage builder icon, which is currently not in the game. Stage building has long been rumored for Smash Ultimate, and it has appeared in both Brawl and Smash 4. Nintendo has been teasing patch 3.0 for Smash Ultimate for some time, and it's predicted to launch at the same time as the Joker character DLC. The Fortnite World Cup qualifiers are just a few days away, and one esports org is jumping on the hype train. FlyQuest has added 4 players to its Fortnite roster, as well as a coach. FlyQuest previously had only 2 Fortnite players signed to the org, who competed as duos. Strangely, FlyQuest said that despite having 6 players in Fortnite, only 2 of the players, Frat and Kearney, will compete under the FlyQuest banner, while the rest will fight under other names. We'll just have to wait and see if FlyQuest can find success in Fortnite with this new strategy. Here's a strange story. Overwatch contenders team Second Wind won a game with the roster that it put together in about 6 hours. Half of Second Wind left the team suddenly on April 7th, and the remaining players had to put together a roster in just a few hours. After scrambling to find available players, including a player who had previously left the team, Second Wind had an hour to practice before playing against Chicken Contendies. And, against all odds, they won 3-2. Guess they truly got their second wind.
They're shooting. On deck for Big Bird. Can Takamura do it? And the hit, Takamura waking up and the DP! It's pure Takamura fashion! He sent Big Bird out of the tournament! But there is no free Russell available. Angry Bird, cross counter, we're getting close. That could be it. And one more hit needed for Angry Bird. And Angry Bird getting it! Angry Bird!
Welcome everyone to Esports in 30. I'm Brody Moore, and alongside me today it's Jackie and Drew Face, and today it's all about fighting games, and this weekend was all about the Brussels Challenge. So give me a quick recap of just what that's all about.
Well, it started up in 2017 by CCL and Kefta, and they've just been really putting their heart and soul into it, and they kind of wanted to bring an international quality tournament to the players in Brussels, because they're I mean, they got amazing names in Europe.
I mean, it showcases some Middle Eastern talent, showcases European talent. It generally gives a spotlight to a region that doesn't really get much coverage in the FGC, which is Europe, and that's a really strong region by itself. So it was a really interesting weekend.
All right, well, I'm hyped to get into it. Let's not waste any time and check out the Street Fighter V highlights from the Brussels Challenge.
The activation, he has to guess here. A throw will close it out.
Bonchan on the verge of defeat here. TakyaManor in the driver's seat. What's it going to be? Delays it.
Oh,
the
shimmy! Oh, the crowd goes wild!
The crowd going nuts!
Oh, and Kefta, they're rushing the stage. He's going to activate, dash through. No, the walk-up throw. So tricky. Oh, and that time he set it up perfectly. Problem X with the bait and switch, the conditioning. And Big Bird is 100%, I believe, on the reads. Oh, he gets
the way to go through.
Problem X takes it.
Of course he will go for it. Vichugar is full on both sides. What's going to happen? TKR has to Vichugar trying to slide, not the best choice. That's going to be big damage.
Oh,
and there
he closes it out, and Shax is going to be incredibly happy.
I like that, just trying to jump away, but unfortunately, what?
I said you can't react, but Hurricane can.
Punch
Is it going to kill? Oh my lord! Oh, and he comes down.
Ooh, the parry of the fear reversal. TakyaManor was so ready for that, and he's going to maximize it. Oh, what a bait! What a huge! All right, hard knockdown. What's it going to be? DP on Wake Up, that was a good 120 fade, activates Vichugar. No, he has a tool to get through a fireball that should do something. TakyaManor still doing it regardless. Oh my god.
Completely disengaging, happy to play full screen now with this life lead.
Ooh, that's gonna be big. And that's gonna be it. Angry Birds validates his ticket to the winners final.
Unable to get anything guaranteed here, but Problem X backlashes. Great situation here for Angry Bird. He's just gonna have to.
Oh, and there it is. Angry Bird qualifies into grand finals.
Wow,
what's it gonna be? Small life hit for Big Bird. TakyaManor with a challenge. Not killing yet. He's gonna get one guess for the game situation. EX meter on deck for Big Bird. Can TakyaManor do it? And the hit. TakyaManor waking up and the DP. In pure TakyaManor fashion, he sent Big Bird out of the tournament and qualifies to losers final. Top 3 at home. What a day for the Belgian kids.
Oh, Problem X gets out, although, okay, activates.
Ooh.
Oh man, that's gonna be
my god, what
Problem
a finish! What is happening here?
No one expected that. Not punishable. Negative, but not punishable though.
Oh, and again, another 2 lights confirmed. And Angry Bird offers himself 2 match points. Who can stop this man today? Yep, and there is no reversal available. Angry Bird, but crush counter. We're getting close. That could be it. And one more hit needed for Angry Bird. And Angry Bird getting it.
Gonna be it.
Cancels the Vichugar, and just like that, 3-0 over the event champ, the champion for the Brussels Challenge 2019, Angry Bird.
And big congrats to Angry Bird!
Angry Bird!
On winning the Brussels Challenge. Okay, Drew, you didn't warn me last week about this guy. It wasn't even brought up.
What up with that?
Hey, all right, look.
AVM flu, it's important. Big, angry, get them both.
Blissman and I, that was our second pick. We knew he was a great Zeku. We just thought this was going to be Big Bird's year, or Problem X is going to dominate once again. That's why we didn't pick him. But you know what? He proved us wrong.
Yo, so,
awesome.
So he's, again, before you guys said Big Bird, they're both from the United Arab Emirates.
Yes. They're homies, baby.
Is that region just like more stacked than maybe they thought originally?
You know what? This is the best part about tournaments like Brussels. They highlight special hidden talents like this.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that Big Bird and Angry Bird are hidden talents per se. They're just not really in the mainstream FGC news cycle that often because they're so far away. But they're equally world-class talents. And the sad part about that is that we don't get to see these guys awesome. And he has, Angry Bird has the best Zeku, in my opinion, in the world.
Okay. So do you think that's why he was able to take down Problem X twice then?
It was so convincing. Well, they actually play a lot together offline. So they play all the time. So there's a little bit of player matchup in that, as Tyrant mentioned in the tournament. But by the end, like, Angry Bird just had the download, and I mean, he's been looking more and more confident as it goes by, and there is that stress to get as many points as possible early on, qualify, because he had a stressful end of the CPT last year just trying to get in the Capcom Cup.
I think that it was a bit of a momentum on Angry Bird's part, because in their first set they were playing, they were going really back and forth, but unfortunately Problem X was probably a little tired out by having a really stressful set against JakyoManor as well. So that's kind of like the...
Okay, so you think taking it back, Problem X probably could have taken this? Like, there was
you
a
know
chance?
what? It's hard to say because it's tough to say because they're both on equal playing ground. They're both world-class talents. And like you said, flights to Emirates to London is very, very cheap. So they get to play often.
Yeah, true. Okay, you talked about the Zeku there, and I just want to see how does his Zeku compare to Momochi's?
See, Angry Bird's a little more aggressive. He's got a little more risky play within his Zeku, whereas like Momochi's a little more neutral heavy. He likes to like methodically pick at you.
Well, that's what you're saying too. Is like I think like North America's having a bit more of a success because of the aggression. Like, is that for sure, now that we see more of that? Is that like the way it's going in this game right now? Is aggression worse?
It's kind of done a turnaround. Season 1 we saw very American heavy because they're like, yeah, roll the dice. Like, I'll do these 50-50s.
I love 50-50s, flip the coin, baby.
But if you look, season 3.5 and now season 4, we're seeing that consistency even out where we're seeing, it's Punk has been consistent for America, but like Takedo, still very much there. All the Japanese players still very much there. It's definitely become more of a consistent game now that people have their head wrapped around sort of the meta and what you need to do, which is be aggressive.
Well, I think one of the complaints from season 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 was that the game wasn't really it didn't really reward defensive neutral play. And so Capcom is listening, and so they've been kind of toning down the whole rush down aspect because at the end of the day, when you kind of make rushing down the standard, it's not exciting anymore. It just looks like a bunch of slap fights.
I don't know. I like aggro and slap fights. Maybe it's like good for the spectator. I don't know. Like,
it's definitely good for the spectator. I mean, Shax's Laura, like that was fun. Well, he was messing around on her a bit with the side chick Karen. Then since he went back.
You mentioned earlier though the mustache, not good.
Shax. Your mustache has got to go.
The call
You need to shave. He told me it powers him up. He's like, I need my mustache to perform well, and I was like, you didn't win, honey bunny. We need to shave it.
Clearly, it wasn't good enough.
As a fellow Stash Pro, it does power you up. It's a sign of
This is full.
No, that's real. That's real. That is just zoom in close up. That's all we're showing from now.
Yeah.
Is his face.
Brussels mustache tier list. Like, okay, if you were at Brussels, S, and then we have Big Bird.
Oh, very
And then
good.
all the way down, Shax.
What tier? What tier is that? What letter tier?
D.
D minus?
D.
D minus.
All right.
But you know what? That's why Angry Bird won. He had the best mustache at that tournament.
It's so strong.
This is new meta.
It's like a no gradient in it. It's just a solid patch of hair.
And
It's just
he
glued
looks
on.
angry. Like if you see him, to quote Kendra, she's like, it looks like he can make fire with his fists.
Oh,
and like you see a picture of him and he's like very angry.
All right, I want to move on because I'm getting mustache envy right now because I can't grow one at all. So we talked about Angry Bird, but the man he defeated Problem X. Touch on him a bit here. Now he's been kind of like looked at as like the top guy in Europe. Is that changing now after this loss, or do you still kind of hold him in that kind of regard?
The problem is that the conversation should have never been Problem X is the best in Europe. The problem. Ironically, the problem is that there's a group of players of elite world-class talent that are being the other world-class talents in other regions, and people don't talk about them, and that's a shame. That's criminal almost. I don't like that. I really don't like that.
I don't know. They're really strong. I think they always have been kind of disregarded. Even looking at players like Luffy won an Evo, and everyone was like, "It's a fake win," and I was like, "It can't be."
He beat
fake win.
He beat Blanche.
Yeah, and he's consistently in. He was in Capcom Cup. I mean, he's always racking up points. So I think there's definitely sort of a blind eye turned on Europe, and I think that sleeping on them for so long is proving to be a problem in season 4. A problem X.
I say problem anytime. He's a problem anywhere, anytime.
Okay, enough of these. No more puns. We're gonna talk about JakyoManor for a minute. I think the star of the show here. For anybody who's not familiar with this guy, what's his play style all about?
He's a shuttle player, so therefore he has a very strong neutral and fireball game.
Yeah.
And in a game that doesn't really reward that,
it's kind of exciting to see, right? Some go against the grain.
I'm a Shoto player. I love seeing that stuff.
Yeah.
And the best part is he's very exciting too because he likes to go in. He likes to dash up randomly when he feels like the opponent is looking for a normal, and then grab them or like frame trap them and do that really big explosive burst damage. Yeah. It's just an awesome time. And like on top of that, his name is a EPO reference, like you were mentioning earlier behind the scenes.
So like, do you think maybe there's like another game he's playing? He's like, okay, maybe I'm not, you know,
he's playing
on the field.
Game,
yeah. No, I meant like on the field. He's like, okay, you know, maybe I don't have the as much advantage, you know, with a play style and character choice, but you know, having that crowd behind you, maybe that gives the energy to pop off.
Crowd definitely powered him up because he was top 8 last year. Yeah. And I mean, what he's known as the Bon-Chan killer now.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He beat Bon-Chan. There's some Japanese talent in this tournament. There's like 2 Japanese talents. Like
Trashbox came out, Bon-Chan came out.
There's also a hipster pick, the Koano, the Colleen Koano.
Yeah.
And he
top 8.
Yeah, beat him. Nakamura beat him. And I'm saying like, how do you beat Colleen? That's a bad matchup for Akuma in a way.
Well, get me caught up on Akuma right now. Like, what's the state of Akuma?
Oh, he's still top 5. He's still
a god.
Still okay.
Like the
everything.
Best. So here's
that's a man.
Yeah.
That's a man.
I don't know
That's what you want.
I don't know how he has hair like Simba or Mufasa. Yeah. Well, like he's still the best.
That's got to go too.
Yeah.
Like Shaq's mustache, like nostalgia costume. Spend the money.
Oh yeah.
Get
it. All right. Okay. Aside from these like top 3 though, are there any other players that like kind of stood out in the press that you weren't really like paying attention to before, but now you definitely got an eye on?
Yo, TKR.
Yeah, TKR's like he's wild. He's a wild man.
Yeah.
He's kind of like
he's Cero Blast.
Yeah, he's very erratic in his gameplay. But there's also another Vitality player from Cameroon. Yeah, Hurricane. He came from Cameroon, represented Africa, which is another underrepresented region. I don't even know an African player till that weekend.
Yeah. What was going on? Like, where are they? Where's the practice coming from? Like, how are they just coming up out of nowhere? Is like, are they maybe just going like traveling around that we don't know about and getting some experience? Or?
Yeah, there's a population in the UK that's primarily African, and he decided to represent his Cameroonian roots because he wanted to show other people, and it's an awesome cause. He wanted to show other people
that's really sick
that Cameroon can play, and there is a scene that plays video games in Africa. It's just it doesn't get well known at all. Like no one covers it, but
it's hard with the visas too because there was a winner stays on session where you won a chance to go to Evo Japan, and then due to the Cameroon visa, the player that won couldn't go, so they gave it to Jester.
Gotcha. Yeah, you know what? Now the more you talk about the Brussels Challenge, it does seem really cool that I think it's probably so important that if someone's even from here, you're representing this region, just to show them, hey guys, get into this. We can do this too, and then hopefully get that region more like active,
and this was a ranking. Like we had this play at a ranking. That's like the lowest to get points.
Yeah. No, that's really sick. All right, now I want to move on to something a little bit different here. There's nothing better than a pop-off, and there was a couple of them at the Brussels Challenge. So Drew, Jackie, we're going to take a look at them and give them a little bit of judgment. You guys like to judge people?
Love it.
Oh no.
All right, so the first one comes again from hometown favorite Takamura.
Bon-Chan on the verge of defeat here. Takamura in the driver's seat. What's it going to be? Delays it.
Oh, the shimmy!
The crowd going nuts!
Oh, and Keflaros, they're rushing the stage.
Oh my
goodness.
Takamura
is the one who closes it out and will advance to win as Bon-Chan.
Wow.
In loser's bracket.
I love that, just like, what's going on? What's going on?
Hey, yo, when you get your homies popping off with you, man, that's definitely not a bad pop-off at all, dude. Especially that dude in the back is yelling for you, dude. I respect that.
Stand up.
Yeah, you were more like popping off though when during the last play, like the
kill. Dude, that shimmy was gone. Like the dude danced in and out, and he was like, "Yo, I don't care if you're Japanese. I don't care if you're God. Like I'm gonna do that to you anyway." Popped him.
That's amazing.
But it's like very Akuma in style of the pop-up, just like the stand-up. I was like, yes, you are your character.
Yeah, you stand your ground, right? All right, let's check out the second pop-off at the Brussels Challenge. There was also a Guilty Gear tournament, and the winner of that was Teresa, and he went wild.
This can't be real life. It was right into a button, and Teresa, we've got a lot of tension.
One more hit, that's it. This is it. Teresa, it's your Brussels Challenge 2019 champion.
Yo, pop-off, oh my God.
He's off the stage. Absolutely overjoyed.
Wow.
What an amazing play.
I think it's safe to say that he's happy about winning.
I think it's safe to say he's happy about what. Yeah, that was more like Dragon Ball. Like he went Super Saiyan on that one.
He sold out.
You know what? Like what he did. Like Jam is a low tier character in Guilty Gear. So I respect that pop-off. He did something amazing, even though he fought another low tier, which is Answer.
Okay, like, we don't forget about that. Don't worry about that.
Forget about that. That pop-off was amazing, and shouts to the shirt. Burger Plus is a great brand.
That's really, I don't. So wait, what's your game plan when it comes to pop-offs? You do the like you get the posse up on stage, or you guys solo?
Ooh. You know, like this hair, I don't want anyone touching it. You know, gotta be solo. I earned it. The homies are just riding my coattails.
You calling out anybody up on stage with you?
Hey, I mean, when I pop off, I'm generally swearing like a sailor. I may have thrown a stick. I may have called the entire person's nation or city like really bad things. I apologize. I'm really sorry. But I'm generally an emotional pop-off guy, and I have to do a solo. Right. I will be swinging my arms. Someone's getting punched.
That's fair. Now, well, that's about it for this one. We have a couple fan questions I'll get to in just a second. To let people know there's a tournament coming up very soon, I believe. What can we look forward to that? I think it's the mix-up.
The mix-up?
Yeah, the mix-up.
Yeah, in Lyon.
Yeah. I think the mix-up's actually going to be a hot spot for a lot of European talent as well, because it's going to have a lot of, it's a premier destination. So it's going to have a lot of, it's a Capcom Pro Tour event. It's also a Tekken World Tour event. It's actually the first, I believe, major in the Tekken World, or master event in the Tekken World Tour, or at least challenger. And those are really big points in that circuit. So it's going to be an amazing circuit, once again, to see all these talents. Like this underutilized talent.
Are the points like really like, are there big implications for the points right now, or is the CP2 too early on to really?
You need Premier and Super Premier. Those are the ones. It used to be like Season 1, you could go to the ranking events and collect that way by killing there, but they've totally kind of rescaled it where Premiers are very important.
Okay, so everybody better be out of this one.
Yeah.
All right, okay. Clearly, it didn't work out last week when you guys made predictions, but just kind of an early thought of who we're going to see at that top. Give me like 1 to 2. Like, what's that grand finals going to look like?
Big Bird, Luffy.
Problem X, and probably Japanese talent.
So no sync up at all on this one.
No.
Why?
Big Bird. Okay, I like to pick a pet org every season, and this season is Nasser.
Okay.
Nasser's got a really good talent on the roster, but I believe.
But I believe you're wrong, is what he's saying.
He's a problem anytime, anywhere. Problem X.
Problem X. Hey, honestly, I'm always on that Problem X side, so I'm a little bit on his side right now. But I do want to see Big Bird make some stuff too.
Mika. Everyone loves seeing a pair of dice up on the stage. You know what I mean?
Well, look, Luffy's one of my personal favorite people because he's an amazing guy. So I would like to see more success. And yeah, he's real. Oh, he's real honest, and that's what I love about the dude. But
so it's kind of more like a fan pick that you're going for on.
No, and he's solid. He's an
he's a great player.
Okay,
he's not bad. The thing is, like, he's a little. I think he's gonna peak later on. He's not gonna peak at mix-up.
Yeah.
He's not going to do well at mix-up. I think he's going to peak later on.
All right, we'll find out once that happens. But again, just reaching out to Twitter here. Got a couple questions for you guys. So I'm gonna can't find it here, so we'll go up there. First one's from Skill Memu. Favorite wrestler?
Katsuyori Shibata.
I know nothing about wrestling, so I can't even interject on this.
Oh. I picked a Japanese wrestler too. I like Jushin Liger.
Ooh.
The
greatest super junior heavyweight of all time. Jushin Liger.
And he's got an amazing, amazing outfit, and he named himself after a mecha show.
He's a legend.
Yeah. All right, okay. And the next one was from Drewface. So this will be to you. Best car clone? What?
No, it's best char clone. So we're both Gundam fanatics, and I had to ask her this question because I was always curious. What's your favorite char clone, Jackie?
Yeah, it's got to be a Franchi Char because it's like from Gaia Gear. Because in the series, the Char clone always loses. Like he always loses his love, he always loses everything, and then has to go crazy and drop a colony on Earth. But in this one, he finally gets a good ending. He gets the girl.
All right, I need to get caught up on Gundam as well because
my personal favorite is still Char. Because that dude,
original?
Yeah, the original one.
But you said Char clone.
I know, but
yo, you're throwing me for a loop
clone.
Right now.
Oh yeah,
you got you baited.
I asked that question, so I can definitely say that.
Oh my God! All right, we're out of time right now. Jackie, we know you're busy, so we're gonna let you get on your way. But thanks for joining us, talking some Street Fighter today. Awesome. Now we got to switch gears to the rest of the FGC. There are some major Smash events on the horizon, so to get you ready for it, let's check out the highlights from KawaiiCon 2019.
He just brings it back with the heavy hit. Whenever he gets his one hit, he makes it count.
Oh, the parry! Oh my god!
Oh my god, look at the kill!
Oh, that's gonna kill!
Madison coming out with the insane parry to punish!
Oh.
This is actually so scary.
That's pretty good. Yeah, Larry going high. He's like, okay, I'm not going to give you a chance to win the game right here. Oh, he botched his punish. And this is actually really bad. Is Larry going to drop this game? Wow.
And Void is here in his hometown. He's got the hometown buff. He's powering up. Is it out again?
Call out! Where are you jumping? This is a no-fly zone!
133%. Void still has 2 stocks. Sansora's going to have to really turn on his engine game.
But the back air? Ooh, but we're living though. Samsora got that DI, but again, the edge guard. Oh, 3 stocks off stage. Void takes it. Game 5 for Samsora.
Yeah, it's going to be a little harder to get to some of these lower percent combos as well because of the rage Samsora had. But nonetheless, Samsora's already brought it back. And wow, the pan taking him straight up. Oh man, the base Thunder not connecting again for Void. Oh, there's a down tip, but the four-air connects here. He's living. He's definitely living and using the Thunder Jolt to interrupt the turn up, but in there connects, and Sansora takes game 3. So air dodging right around to drag down into F tilt from Void. This is anyone's game. This can go either way.
Oh, but the four-air connects, and Samsora is your KawaiiCon 2019 champion.
All right, Drew. Samsora popped off there in the grand finals with Peach. So how was he able to take down Void? Is it just, Peach is OP, or is like he's got Void's number?
See, if you were like a dirty puff main like you are, you would definitely say it's because of Peach. However, I think it's because of momentum, and Void has a really long history of choking. And it's weird because KawaiiCon is in Hawaii. Obviously, that's why it's called Kauai. Kauai. But the thing is this is his home area. Like, he's from Hawaii, and Void choked on his home area. So he has a long history of just choking. And
okay, so you think it's just that was on Void for taking that L?
Oh yeah, he's definitely taking that L. I think like early on in that set, with the first set, he was up like 2 games, and he just choked and lost like 6 games.
Yeah, I wonder what that is. It's just like you get in your own head, or it's like you realize, or like your opponent finally figured out. Is it him choking, or was it that he got figured out?
I mean, I have a weird like armchair psychologist theory. All right. And that theory is because sometimes when you think about the win, you're not really thinking about how to win. Therefore, you're not playing the game. You lose the game by thinking about the win. You know
the destination, but you don't know the path to get there.
Yeah, and that's the problem.
Hashtag deep. Anyways, we're gonna look to a tournament coming up. It's the 2GG Prime Saga. Give us a little preview. I mean, there are a lot of people attending this one.
Look, it's gonna have some Melee players come out of the show. It's also gonna have
Mango Leffen, I think.
Mango and Leffen are coming out, so that's gonna be crazy. I want to know what Leffen's picking. But on top of that, the Smash Ultimate talent: Tweak, Nairo, Dabuz, Sailor, Mr. R, Void, and my boy MK Leo.
Yo, that's everybody. Yeah, that's stacked, bro.
That is a stacked tournament, baby.
So how do you even like? I don't even. I was gonna ask you to like, who you looking out for like to take this, but like, I don't even know like where to start. Like who? Tweak probably. I don't know. MK Leo could take, but like
300% bias. 300%. Like I already tripled down on it.
Yeah.
It is MK Leo. I love sword characters, baby. Fire Emblem's my game. And he's gonna win. He's gonna win.
You heard it here first. It's confirmed. The script has been written.
I wrote in it.
Yep.
That's not even English, but I wrote in it.
You wrote in it.
It was wrote in.
Don't know where we're going with this. So let's talk about Evo. We got Smash 4 there. It turns out that is still the top number of registrants in that, as we just got them put out. Yeah. And then I think next to that was Street Fighter at 2nd, and then we got Under Night at 4th.
Yeah.
Actually, doing pretty good.
You know what? Under Night getting 4th is actually a big surprise because that game's been out for the last like 6 years, 4 years, 6 years.
Yeah.
And it's growing now. It's growing now because it's a good game. That's what happens when you make good games, baby.
Yeah. Yo, what about Samurai then in 5th?
Samurai Showdown is only going off new game hype, just like Smash Ultimate.
You think? Okay.
Yeah, but
so you're calling it Ultimate right now. You think like Ultimate's gonna like lose that edge in the coming years? Like,
no,
you don't think this is like a boom for Ultimate?
It'll be first and second. It'll be first and second all the time.
Okay.
Because not only does Ultimate have the new game boost, it's also a great game. It's also a really fun game to play. So I think it's gonna be like a top 3 registrant game at EVO for a long time to come.
Yeah. I'm just wondering, because I mean, like, there's obviously a lot of Smash fans out there. I really feel like this is a big, it's not just a bubble, like it ain't gonna burst. Like, I feel like absolutely. Ultimate is like gonna be staying at the top for a while. Unless, of course, like, again, you know, there's some gripes with Street Fighter, so like maybe that's some of the issue with registrant right now, or?
Look, Street Fighter, unfortunately, when it came out of the gate, it had a lot of negative reception.
Yeah.
Myself included, I didn't like the game.
Yeah.
But now it became a better game, so it's gonna be okay. It's gonna
thought about its life, and it worked on its problems.
Oh yeah.
And
it was like a good amicable breakup.
I like it. All right. And in news outside the game, we actually got to talk about the legendary fighting game player Goichi, who's going for a big buff right now. Engaged, the engagement buff. We know so many players suddenly do better once they get married.
You know
what is it?
You know what they say? Happy wife, happy life. And you gotta keep her happy by keep winning, baby.
By winning,
that's all you gotta do.
Bring in the dough, right? That's your, so. Do you really think that's what it is? It's just like, all right.
Oh, it's only temporary. You know, we're men. We get lazy.
Yeah.
we forget to wash the dishes. We forget to put the toilet seat down, and we also forget to win some tournaments sometime to pay the bills.
I skipped the hard part, and I just started off lazy. See?
That's good.
That's strats. That's meta right there.
That's mad meta.
One more thing we got to do here, Drew. We got to discuss your FGC Player of the Week.
Oh man,
you gotta hit me with it.
It is the sleeper hit, Angry Bird. Angry Bird.
Yeah, right. I mean, like, yeah, you want to be like, oh, okay, I want to pick someone else than you know the winner, but like this is deserved because it wasn't even something you predicted. It was like out of nowhere. Like, what was this man on when he did this?
He came from left field with that dark mustache of his and that Zeku, and like a ninja, he beat us all.
That's crazy. So, question though. Do you think he can keep this up, or is this kind of like a one-off? You know, he had a great honeymoon, and now it's all downhill, and he's going for divorce after.
Oh no, absolutely not. And because last year he won the last European qualifier to make it to Capcom Cup, beating lots of world-class talent with the underrated Zeku. And now that Zeku's still the same spot, still really strong neutral, I feel like he's gonna do amazing. And people are always sleeping on Europe and Middle East.
Yeah, hey,
and I hate that.
UAE popping off right now. I want to see that keep going. But anyways, dude, thanks for popping off with us today. We out of time. Unfortunately, that's all we have for today's Esports in 30. But Drew will, of course, be back here next week to chat about the 2GG Prime Saga. Huge ups to Jackie, of course, for hanging out with us today. Tomorrow it's Rocket League Day, and we'll take you through the opening week of the RLCS. Until then, follow us on all our socials at Squad State. We'll see you tomorrow.
That kawaii con sounds interesting. Sounds like kind of my kind of thing. All right, so thank you so much for Jakyo for joining us for Esports in 30. And of course, shout outs to Red Bull as well for fueling us in the game room. But that's it for us tonight. But remember to come back tomorrow. We're always live in the green room with more games at 1 p.m. Eastern time. And then we're back with more shows, Unmuted. And of course, Esports in 30. We're talking Rocket League, as you heard Brody say, so it's gonna be very exciting. Now you can always reach out to us on our socials at Squad State. So we'll see you tomorrow. All right? Bye, guys.